Hello, everybody. It's Samantha Ferguson, and today I wanted to talk about my 2021 real estate. Okay, so beginning of 2021, I owned 4 properties, all single families, and 3 were rented out. Okay, they are in what you call what's below a C class neighborhood, a D neighborhood, neighborhoods that have very low school ratings, higher taxes. I paid not that much money for these homes. They did have great cash flow, but sometimes the tenant situation can be kind of shaky just because of the area you're in and the amount of poverty that the homes are in. Okay, so of course during 2021, we had these 2020 and 2021 during COVID. The prices of houses went crazy because of the interest rates. Okay, so these were 3 houses that I rented out and I owned cash. The I was able to sell these properties. The going rates in the neighborhood were 3 times the amount of money that I paid for the homes. So a lot of real estate investors will hold on to buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. Okay, not everything is white and black. Okay, so you have to be very cognizant of your areas, your areas that you invest in, and your strategy. Everybody has a different strategy. Okay, because there's some people that would say, hold the properties, hold the properties, hold the properties. And then there's some people that make so much money off of wholesaling or flipping that would say, just sell the properties, okay? So first of all, there's not a one fits all scenario. It's whatever your goal is for your business and for your real estate and investment properties. So everybody has different goals. I think this is very important to talk about because somebody that has a regular job and invests in 5 or 6 homes, okay, and use the real estate just on the side, maybe as a retirement plan, versus somebody that completely flips or been renting for 10 years and started flipping houses. A different strategy. You know, you can't compare these apples to apples. So in 2021, I ended up selling all my rental properties that were in the low income areas. And the only reason why I sold these properties is because I never seen returns at 3 times the cost of the property. So plus it was very minuscule work that I had to put into the houses to get them to sell at code. And that's one of the reasons why is because the real estate market was so crazy in 2021. People were not getting inspections. They were passing just waiving inspections, buying houses that were not gonna say up to par, but things were happening in this market that I never seen happen before. And I'm not rich by any means to even be putting money into properties, et cetera, et cetera. But what I wanted to do was to take advantage of the opportunity I seen at hand. An area that I never seen prices hit that high before, okay, with minuscule work done to the houses, which means a lot of less money out of my pocket for me to triple my money. And get into properties. My goal is to get into properties that are in better areas that have a better shot at appreciation. Okay, because the properties that I were in, I would never see the type of appreciation that I'm seeing now. And I honestly, in these areas, do not believe that this appreciation that is current during 2020 and 2021, moving into 2022, because I have another settlement, 2 settlements this month, I just never will see these types of appreciation in this area unless they really did an overhaul on taxes, making sure that there was resources to the community, fixing the education system in this inner city, which I just don't foresee in the next 10 years. So I think my money could be placed better elsewhere, into commercial, because I run business, and I enjoy business. So real estate is always, I think, a great investment for retirement, a great investment for appreciation. If you can guarantee that the area is going to be appreciate more in the future, because not all areas appreciate. I'm sorry. Also, if you can if you can use the money for, like, for example, for my business, I would not be locked into a lease with someone else besides myself. That would be a little different story. So my 2021 strategy was selling properties in these low income neighborhoods that I just don't believe I'll be able to see these prices again. My area was even more unique because a lot of the investors were hiking up the real estate rent costs to the low income areas, which were just, to me, I don't believe that they're sustainable. Like, for example, I have a $150,000 house that I pay $1,200 a month on in a mortgage note at maybe 3.99%. And it's in a better neighborhood, and there's rents going for $1,400 on these houses that aren't worth over $100,000. So, and the amount of work that's getting put into them. So I just don't see this rent being sustainable because of the poverty in the area. You want your community to do better as a whole, and frankly, I just don't see it there. You got to be smart about your economics and your surroundings. And it's not like I have 100 properties where I can take blows. You know, I'm not in that situation. So you have to definitely be cognizant of where you're at. So my strategy was to sell off all my real estate. I tried the 1031, but I just couldn't find another property that made sense. I actually ended up wholesaling a property and doubling my money in 2 weeks on another property in the you know, in the lower class neighborhood. I just didn't want to get stuck with it, and prices are high. I found another investor who, that's his specialty. That's what he does, or they do, excuse me, because it's a group. So they like properties that are already rented. They have a certain number that they won't go over. Got really close to that number, and just about double my money. On that property too. I didn't keep it. I paid cash for it, flipped it, doubled my money. I'm going to use that money obviously to reinvest again. I'm trying to find a commercial unit for long term. I'll still end up buying single families eventually when it makes sense for me financially. But I think commercial is going to be the way to go for me right now. But let me hear about your strategies. I know I had to talk to somebody recently about, you know, they were talking about my strategy and what somebody else told them to do. And I said, you have to look at every person and say, okay, well, this is historically what this person's done. This is historic. This is the future of what this person has been doing. This is the situation that they're in now. Like, you can't have somebody with, you know, somebody got like 4 Lambos and they're telling you their strategy, but you drive like a Toyota like me. Yeah, we not on the same page right now, bro. I understand what you're doing, but that's not, my situation is not your situation. So everybody has a different strategy. So make sure your strategy makes sense to you and why you're doing it, because at this day and age, everybody and their mama is real estate investors. And you know, sometimes I don't really wrap my head around that $100, $200 cash flow. You can kiss my ass with all that, because in business, you can make $1,000 a day, okay? Versus I put out all this capital for me to make $200 off you. Financially, for me, I'm not with it unless it is a property that will appraise higher in the future. Whereas right now, like I said, this area that I'm in, I do not believe that the appreciation will hit higher than these numbers. Or will it be sustainable? Which means that, yes, right now, it will take, right now, I can make this money off this house, right? But maybe in 5 years, it will not be worth the amount that I'm selling it for now. Okay, give me your strategies below, what you did with your real estate in 2020, your wins from 2020 and 2021. And we'll talk about it.